My name is James Kurtze. I am on a mission to find artists with a disability like me. In 2014, I went to Jakarta on the island of Java, Indonesia. With me was Ajit Trifidi. Ajit was Ajit Pat. Ajit Kurtze. Ajit Avi. Ajit Uzi. That's okay, my friend. I disable artists and activists. She was artist in Vitlitz at 2T in June 2013. She opened our eyes about artists with a disability in Indonesia.
Countries like Indonesia, where disability rights activists and artists have been struggling and doing amazing work for a really long time, but lack the deep knowledge and infrastructure that organizations like 2D have. And so it's about us learning from them, and also them learning from us about Indonesian art and what the challenges that we face back home and how we're dealing with that. So,
even though their work is good, no one knows about them. So in June 2014, we paid them a visit. The streets were crazy and smoky and full of motorcycles. It was close to the election. Hundreds of motorcycles with pieces of jacquerie or pergero would walk past, shouting their names. We stayed with Buru, who introduced us to green ginger tea, which I like. Buru have 3 kittens that I like, which made me happy because I miss my cat Dexter when I go away. Buru told us about a massive volcano just outside the city. They call it Merapi, and it went off in 2010. Everything melted, and the drivers have built a museum. Rosie and Abby told us about a square called Alum Alum. We had to visit, but early at night. But we were there to meet artists with disability. So the next day we began our investigation. First we did a talk with Oka and other artists and actors at AVIA, the Indonesian Visual Arts Archive.
It's different like people in Australia or in the United States or
I showed them my work and what we do at Tutti. They really like it. We went to the University of Kurtze and talked to people about what we do at Tutti, and they listened.
Our most recent production, iMusic, The central character was a young man who couldn't speak or move or do anything but use his eyes.
We investigated organizations who work with people with a disability. Yagom runs programs to help people to get work. There were some batik and other art programs, but people only go for 1 year. Outside Yagom, there was a sign. Did you ever meet a normal person? Is it pleasing to you? Afterwards, there was a lot of talking, and I started to meet people with disabilities, but no one like me. CGUP is a legal organization for women with disability who are diverse.
They have both skills.
We saw a film about a young deaf student abused by a teacher at a special needs school. It didn't have a happy ending for the teacher.
You know, the same thing happens in Australia with disabled children in schools.
We met the deaf arts community who showed us their art and film about what deaf people do when there is an earthquake. We also met Sita, the star of the Circup film and she was festival. It was hard to find people with a learning disability. I saw people with physical disabilities, people who were deaf and people who were blind, but people like me were not visible. Our trip was not all work. In between our investigations of artists, we checked out the food and other things. We went to Borobudur Temple. We saw the Ramayana at the Temple of Ram Viran. We learned a lot about Indonesia. On the last night, Wazzy and Abby took me to the Sultan Fair. They call the Alun. There was light and color everywhere. Little rocket toys lit up when we fired them into the sky. And the amazing pedal-powered cars all lit up with neon lights. They were called the Speedler Lampu. I just had to ride one.
Might I take your picture? Where do you come from? I'm from here.
Mom, Dad, Kat, Kurtze, Abby, Rosie all fit in. Next day, we say goodbye to all new friends. We didn't know then that they would become an art group. After we left, they got together to become perspective. Molly Ono was the leader. As we flew home, the name of our project came to us. It was Mandian Ari, Setting Light. It would help people with disability to become more visible through art. I got back to Tootie and we started work for the exhibition and for the installations, animations and performances around the LA Festival Center for the Australia Festival, and everything would involve light. Best of all, we are all working on this together in India and Australia. I have the feeling this is just the beginning. Mission complete.